Good morning, everyone. This is Ding. Once again, I'm here in Samal, August of 2026. So it's Saturday today, so it's very quiet. I don't have anybody else here. Even my husband is not here with me. So I'm going to talk to you about a certain topic that probably nobody would just want to talk about. It's the truth, reality in the Philippines in between husband and wife, mixed couple, Filipina and then foreign husband. I'm going to talk to you about this, and I hope you're gonna see and listen to what I would say, because you have to go through this. I'm a Filipina, has been out of here for about 40 years, out of the country for 40 years. I have to do my own battle. I have to do my own adjustment. But I have to shield my husband also from all the possible difficulties, realities, harsh realities in living in the Philippines. I want his kind of experience to be nice, to be beautiful and enjoyable, not full of disorders. But how do I do this? It's kind of hard, especially in a developing world. In the Philippines, it's a third world. So I'm gonna tell you what are those realities that I have to shield him from. But I'll talk to you about that also, the complication of shielding a husband. All right, guys, I'll talk to you while I show you around so that it would not be too boring, okay? So we're gonna start on the right side of the property from the gate. Now, Filipino wife often acts as a cultural buffer, heavily shielding a foreign husband from harsh realities of bureaucracy and social pressure of daily life in the Philippines. So, the common pressures she shield a foreign husband from: number one, bureaucratic red tapes. Holy goodness. It takes million pages sometimes. I'm exaggerating here. To go through a lot of requirements just to apply for a, you know what I mean, apply for a small license for a sari-sari store, food or restaurant, something like that. It takes forever. Plenty of legalities. On and on and on, and it wears you out. Do you think your husband would put up with that? Because everything in America or everything maybe in Europe are all systematic. Everything is so orderly. We don't have too much of that red tape that we are going through in the Philippines. Do you know why? What? I am so dang tired of just paying taxes. I have to pay somebody to process my taxes because it would take 2 hours just waiting for the darn receipt. It is the reality. Sometimes you have to pay a fixer to get you something like a car registration. You know, in America, to register a car, it takes only few minutes and you're out. But anyway, I'm not going to make you too frustrated here, because not all in the Philippines is that bad, because there's a lot of things that we can see. Very nice. Tired. Now, another one is extended family expectations. You see, if you got plenty of family, the more expectation or anything like, yeah, you're gonna be an ATM for the whole family, for the whole entire family. Like when you go to restaurants, who is gonna pay for it? It's gonna be you all the time, because you have more money than the rest. I am just so fortunate that my family, not all my family members are all here. Plus, we're so far away where we are settled right now. In Samal, we're so far away from the rest of my family, the extended family, okay? It takes about 4 hours just to fly that way to see them. And I do not hear anybody except for my siblings, which they can afford anything they want. They're blessed. But otherwise, guys, can you imagine if I don't have very much money and I have to deal with loans from the family? And I have to face my husband at the same time and explain to him the necessity of having that done. Because you're going to be excommunicated, basically, if you're not going to help them out. So what I do here, I had to explain from get-go before we got married to my husband that I have to help my mother and my father who were just retired from their career, who was sending my sister to medical school for 7 years, even 8 years, that we have to help each other to make her to be a doctor. So, anyhow, I have to put a stop. I have to put limit on how much I can give my mother and my father, especially when my daughter came to our life. We only have one child. But anyhow, I have to tell my parents that I have to reduce my monthly appropriation, which they had understood very much. And they can live on their own. I give a little bit of amount, then they're happy with that. Another one is social culture. Our love for music, karaoke here and there. Sometimes we forget that we do not have any neighbors. Sometimes we forget that we have to respect somebody's property. It happens a lot. Squatters are all over the place. Another one is environmental disorder. Well, I cannot be responsible for everyone. All I can do is actually teach the people around me to follow the rules and put the trash in the right place. I have to tell my husband about that. And people do not even know how to drive. They don't have any kind of road right of way when you drive. You know, they pop there in the middle of the traffic. But all you can do is go with the flow and keep your emotions to yourself and control your anger. If not, you cannot really drive here. So all of this, guys, I'll tell you what, there's a complication of shielding your husband. I never really shield him all the way. I wanted him to be independent on his own. If not, if I'm gonna be gone someday, how is he gonna be able to live here? There's no way he can thrive here. So if I'm gonna be shielding him everything, then I will have a weakling husband. He really is. And it's wearing you out as a Filipino. It wears you out. So do it little by little if you can. And try to make your husband get involved with legalities, banking. So I'm teaching all of that, which I have to relearn myself when I came to the Philippines from US. 40 years in America taught me how to be independent. And when I came down here, I'll do the same. So all you have to do is share it with your husband. And it's up to him. If he cannot live in a very disorderly world, and there's more disorder in other countries anyway. So it's not only Philippines. But guys, I'll tell you what, Filipino wives has a lot of role to or expectation. A lot of that is wearing out your Filipino wives. All right, anyway, thank you so much everyone, and I hope You understand? And I hope you're gonna watch this video. So don't shield too much because you're gonna create a monster. Alright guys, anyway, what you can do is do not shield your husband, but educate your husband. At the same time, let him do and navigate himself after you oriented him to the realities of life. This is not America. This is not the first world. This is a developing world. But there's a lot to be happy about. Can you imagine owning this kind of beautiful vine right here? I would not have this in America if I live in the south because the temperature there is sometimes we have winter and then very dry. Here you can have this all year long. That is the advantage, and you have greenery everywhere and very quiet. So it depends on where you live actually. I live inland, I live in a farm. I don't have a beach land, but I'm very happy here. And everything will be fine. You know, as I've said, adjustment guys. Goodbye now.